Greetings. Do you ever open your analytics dashboard, be it for your website, social media, or sales figures, only to feel an immediate punch of disappointment, hearing a critical inner voice say, "You're not good enough, you're failing," or "Why bother?" when you see a low number? This insidious feeling, this visceral reaction to data, is a deeply entrenched pain point for many entrepreneurs, creators, and professionals in the digital age. The core issue is allowing external metrics, which are inherently neutral, to directly influence your self-esteem, mood, and even your overall sense of personal worth. This isn't just a bad day, it's about a fundamental misunderstanding of what analytics truly represent. The reality of analytics and self-talk. In our always-on, data-driven world, it's incredibly easy to conflate our performance data with our personal worth. We've been conditioned to associate success with high numbers and failure with low ones. A dip in website engagement can ruin our entire day, casting a shadow over our personal lives and creative endeavors. Conversely, a sudden spike in followers or sales can make us euphoric, leading to a temporary high. Unfortunately, it's just as fragile as the low. This emotional roller coaster, relentlessly tied to fluctuating data points, is not only exhausting, but also profoundly detrimental. It prevents us from seeing analytics for what they truly are: objective, neutral feedback, not a judgment on us as individuals or creators. It stifles innovation, breeds self-doubt, and can lead to burnout. The mindful solution: reframe analytics as feedback, not worth. The mindful solution is not to ignore analytics, which would be impactful and unproductive. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Which would be impractical and unproductive, but to consciously and systematically decouple your self-worth from your analytics. This involves a fundamental shift in perspective. We learn to reframe data as a purely informational feedback about what's working and what's not, about audience preferences, market trends, or content effectiveness. It's a tool for strategic adjustment and growth, not a personal appraisal. Your analytics dashboard is a compass, not a judge. When you internalize this distinction, the emotional grip of numbers begins to loosen, allowing for clarity, resilience, and genuine progress. And you can do so with these practical, mindful steps. Mindful step 1 is create a pre-analytics ritual. To cultivate this detachment, establishing a deliberate pre-analytics ritual is crucial. Before you open any dashboard, whether it's Google Analytics, YouTube Studio, Instagram Insights, or your e-commerce sales reports, take a moment to pause. Find a quiet space, if possible. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Then, take 3 deep, intentional breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a moment, and exhale completely through your mouth. As you do this, consciously say a mantra to yourself, either aloud or silently. Powerful mantras include, "These numbers are information, not validation." "My worth is not defined by these metrics," or "I'm here to learn and adapt, not to judge myself." This brief but potent ritual creates a mindful buffer, a psychological distance between you and the raw data, preparing your mind to receive information without immediate emotional entanglement. It's a conscious act of self-preservation. And that leads us to mindful practical step 2. Practice detached analysis. Once you set the stage with your pre-analytics ritual, engage in detached analysis. This isn't about ignoring the data. It's about observing it with the neutrality of a scientist. Instead of scrolling aimlessly or reacting impulsively, sit down with a notebook and a pen. When reviewing metrics, specifically write down the objective facts. For example, Video X had a 20% retention rate for the first 30 seconds, or Blog Post Y's average time on page decreased by 15% this month, or sales of product Z were down 10% this quarter. Stick to quantifiable observations. Crucially, after noting the facts, brainstorm possible reasons without personalizing or blaming yourself. Instead of thinking, "I'm a terrible writer because that blog post flopped," consider objective hypothesis. The intro might be too long and lost audience retention. The call to action in the video wasn't clear. Competitor marketing campaigns might be impacting sales, or the content might not align with current audience interests. This analytical process keeps your review clinical, productive, and focused on actionable insights rather than self-recrimination. It transforms potential disappointment into an opportunity for strategic improvement. And once you've gone through that, you'll learn to embrace objective observation in analytics. Embracing objective observation means becoming a scientist of your own business, curious and detached. You are gathering data, forming hypotheses, and testing them, much like a researcher in a lab. Your value as a human being, as a creator, as an entrepreneur is infinite and constant. It exists independently of any external measure. A metric, on the other hand, is a temporary, finite data point, a snapshot in time, influenced by countless variables. It can change tomorrow. It can be improved with new strategies, but it does not and cannot define your inherent worth. Understand this profound truth. You are not your analytics. Your analytics are merely a tool in your journey of growth and iteration. So, in closing, the journey to becoming a mindful internetpreneur is ongoing. It requires consistent practice, self-awareness, and a compassionate approach to yourself. So, what mindful change will you bring to how you view your performance data starting today? Will you commit to the pre-analytics ritual? Will you practice detached analysis with your notebook? And if you're ready to break up with data-driven self-judgment and cultivate a healthier, more productive relationship with your analytics, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on internet mindfulness and sustainable digital entrepreneurship from the Mindful Internetpreneur. Thank you for watching. Stay mindful, stay resilient, and remember your inherent worth.